What up, YouTube? Bo Farm back for another video on this beautiful day, y'all. And it's summertime, so I'm gonna start pivoting my garden, and I'm gonna show you the small things I'm doing to make it that much better, the garden in summer. All right, first off, I pulled out things that don't grow well in the heat. I got rid of a lot of the tomato plants that wasn't growing that well in the heat, and I kept the tomato plants that were doing good and the tomato plants that didn't taste good. Still gotta do a little work, a couple yellow leaves. We still working on that. But things that do well, like bush beans, I'm planting these bush beans so I can get a really good harvest. And this whole bed is full of bush beans that just haven't came up yet. And once the plant is spent, I'm gonna cut it at the bottom, leave the roots in there, and they're gonna provide nitrogen for the bed over the winter. So yeah, if it ain't growing in the heat, let it go. Came back and I planted corn, candy corn, got from a good buddy, and I got it all over the bed. Everything that wasn't heat resistant or did well in the heat is now gone out of this bed. Nothing left in here but basil, beans, and a lot of corn. I don't know if y'all see a theme. Beans planted heaven for the nitrogen factor wants to go into fall and winter, and only heat tolerant plants like bell peppers. Everything else gotta go. No squash. All squash is gone. More basil. Tomato plant that I'm gonna cut all this off, but I want my tomatoes off him first. Well, they're no good now, so I guess we can cut. Well, I just got one good one left. But yeah, we're gonna cut that out, y'all. Don't worry about that. But basil, bell peppers, things of that nature. Succession planted dragon egg cucumbers. Only tomatoes that want to live. And these are Christmas pole lima beans. They love the heat, so we're gonna keep them going. But this is the last remnants of my Cushaw squash. I cut it all the way back just to see what it'll do. It ain't doing nothing, so that's gonna go too. We ain't keeping nothing that we gotta work hard for through the summer. And these these grind cherries, yeah, they'll live through anything. But same thing on my containers. A lot of things I just let go. I pulled out all the tomatoes out of this one. Let my sweet potatoes grow better, because I planted them under the tomatoes. Don't ask me why. These potatoes, I'm sure there's nothing in these, so we're gonna be getting rid of those soon. It's my last zucchini plant, and the only reason I left it here because the vine borers weren't messing with it, and I haven't got that many green zucchini yet, so I left it. Sunflowers sit down somewhere. But now I'm getting way more into my fruit trees. There's a LSU gold fig, artichokes, more peppers. Now this is the prime time for sweet potatoes. This is where sweet potatoes start thriving at. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these vines, put them in water, and then start a whole nother sweet potato bed. Came back and doubled up on butternut squash. I want to see, can I get a quick butternut squash real quick? Who knows? I gotta say, we doubling up on things that like the heat, like watermelon. My first lemon watermelon. That's pretty cool, I must admit. But yeah, watermelon everywhere. These sun gold tomatoes, they still want to live. And there's so many tomatoes on there, I don't know what in the world to do with it. I got freezers, bags, and bowls full of tomatoes, sun gold tomatoes. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with it. But like I said, this focus time for my fruit trees, the papayas, the figs, all that. Yeah, we finna water it. They looking kind of sad. Watermelons love water, y'all. It ain't just a name. Moringa, proud of you, baby. You're doing good, baby. Real proud of you. But that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm gonna try one last shot at my dragon egg cucumbers. But as soon as they produce a little bit, I'm pulling them right back out. But these are the focus. This is a lemon. This is a U.C.A. frost lemon. Those are some biggins. Those are some biggins. But that is what time it is. And look at him. Look at these watermelon plants. These are all volunteers, y'all. I threw them at the base of my fruit trees to feed them. Cause watermelon is good for us. How come they ain't good for fruit trees? And they starting to put out watermelons, y'all. All these watermelon plants. Yeah. Back to what we were talking about. This is the time when my lemons are about to start ripening up. Hopefully. It's starting to blush a little bit, but those are super duper small. Loquat tree. I gotta decide whether I'm gonna put it in the ground. Some more of my trees doing well. A little orange. Grapefruits. About to pull the limb off. Yeah, I don't expect those to be good grapefruit this year. Hopefully next year to be better. All right, and my Satsuma Silver Hill. She ain't doing good. The main problem is she has so much fruit on her that it's using up a lot of energy. So what I'm thinking is once this fruit come off, I will be planting this in the ground. Make sure it's not too dry. Bunch of lemons going on, y'all. Bunch of lemons. We're gonna harvest lemons, y'all, big time. But that is the main focus, y'all. I mean, in your garden, you got to start letting some of this stuff go, man. Once it's 100 degrees outside, you will not be able to come out here and keep up with everything the way you could in the spring. So focus on the things that do well in the heat, and the things that don't, I think you better let it go. Some more acorn squash. I want to put this acorn squash up for the one that lasts 4 to 6 months. So we gotta have that. More beans, more corn. It's all a theme, y'all. It's all a theme. Whole bunch of okra, like the heat. Pretty okra flower. Whole bunch of okra flower. But beans like the heat, so we're gonna grow them. Melons like the heat, so we're gonna grow them. Everything else I've taken out, y'all. All these are melons. As far as the eye can see. But tomato plants got pulled. The only tomato plant left is this one here, and she got a bug on. Get off. Because that tomato is huge. And what I want to do, I want to get that tomato, and then I'm pulling it out. Oh, she pretty. I know y'all saying, why are you getting rid of that plant? I want to. It's in the way. But everything else is strictly based off what will survive the heat. Y'all can come out here and water 5 times a day trying to keep these plants alive. They're ready to die. Not I. Now, do y'all see this plant right here? Got a couple flowers on it. Got one piece of fruit on it and a bug. We can't chase bugs all year. As soon as it turn red, I'm pulling this out. It's too much work, y'all. This yellow squash that ain't did nothing the whole year. No. Come on. Throw it on the fruit tree, feed the fruit tree. All right, I'm gonna leave you tomato. You gotta look at this time. All right, just to finish this part off, this is hacking season. Anything ain't growing spectacular, I'm hacking it off. Putting a lot of it in compost, but a lot of stuff I'm just throwing where things are growing. Get that organic matter going. Coming off, I just ain't got time to fool with it. I'm gonna leave it like that. All right, even the Swiss chard was doing real good. I don't know what happened to it. It's supposed to do well in the heat. It's not, so we finna let it go. And these are tomato plants I just ripped out and threw in this bed. I believe in all organic matter. Now, is it gonna have volunteers next year? Yes. But this is a tomato I want to come back. The Barry's Crazy 8 tomato. Yeah. So we're gonna deal with them volunteers. Eggplant. Yeah, we're gonna let that go. See, yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna come back and cut it off. Don't worry about it. But even this bed look overgrown. I'm gonna clean it up. Cause shishito peppers, I'm gonna keep doing good. Of course, I'm gonna keep the ground cherries, but everything else in this bed is going. Everything else is going. I don't even know what kind of pepper that is. I don't know. It don't matter. But eggplants, pepper plants, and ground cherries all gonna be left in this bed, y'all. That's it. So we finna get to work. All right, y'all. One of my favorite little tools. Good for getting your weeds out. And these ground cherries, I ain't gonna be able to stop them ground cherries, y'all. We just gonna expect to see them back next year. And I'm not even that disappointed. They are delicious. Nobody likes weeding, but everybody like to eat. And spearmint. All these are spearmint roots, y'all.
I could walk with you for 1,000,000 miles and my feet would not get tired. Where you go, I'll go, winter or summer. I don't care the seasons change. 'Cause darling, I'll stay right here with you. Every night and every day. 'Cause darling, there's nothing in this world I'd rather do. Never been this close to heaven. Never felt something just like this. Ecstasy. Never been this close.
All right. Still don't look perfect, but I got it down to the bare minimum. And this is where I will be planting my collard greens. So once I cut up the eggplants and the ground cherries, I go ahead and plant, y'all. And remember, if you're doing the same thing you were doing last year, you ain't growing.